Hey guys, and welcome back to Crouton Crafts. Today I'm going to show you how to make these delicate crocheted icicle ornaments. Now these are what the ornaments look like when they are finished. They are crocheted using a crocheted thread, specifically Aunt Lydia's metallic 10 is what I used for this. It's white with a silver mylar thread twisted around it. And they are just a series of treble crochets and chains. They're super easy to make, whip up really quickly, and I've finished them with little plastic prisms on the end of them. So without further ado, let me show you how to make them. So like I said, I am using or used Aunt Lydia's crochet thread metallic 10. I am not going to do the tutorial using this thread because it is very small. I used a size 7 steel crochet hook for this. Let me get it. It is right here. You can see how small that is. There is no way that I'm going to do a tutorial that you can see using that. So I'm going to use a color of yarn that you can see, which is blue in this case. Doesn't matter what size hook. For the ornaments, steel size 7. For a crochet size 10 thread. So to get this started, what you're going to do is, I've got my slip knot here on my hook. I'm going to chain 10. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now what I'm going to do is join this into a circle here in my beginning chain 1. And I'm just going to join that with a slip stitch. Now, if anytime I'm going too fast during this tutorial, feel free to slow it down using the little cog button on the bottom of the video. You just click that, you can slow the speed down a lot. Changes my voice a little bit, but it will slow the video down for you. Like I said, this is just a series of treble crochets and chains. So, to make my first treble crochet, I'm going to chain 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the reason I did 5 for that is because on this ornament you will see on each one of these corners there is a little picot on the corner. So at that chain 5, you want to skip this first chain and you want to slip stitch into the next one, which is the 4th chain from the beginning. Just slip stitch right there. And referring back to this ornament, this is a series of 7 treble crochets, 6 treble crochets on each side, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on each side, finishing with a chain. So it's just a simple, super simple pattern to memorize. So this first chain, or this chain 5 with the picot at the end, counts as our first treble crochet. So I need to do 6 more to get 7. Treble crochet, you wrap the yarn around your hook twice, go into the chain 10 circle, yarn over and pull a hoop through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That is a treble crochet, a US treble crochet. I think in the UK you guys call this double trebles or triple doubles or something. Yeah, it's just the stitch that you wrap your yarn around twice. You wrap the yarn around your hook twice. So go back into your chain, do another treble crochet. And we're going to do a total of 7, including the chain 5 at the beginning that counted as our first. Now, if you want the written pattern for this, it will be in the description box below the video. Just click on Show More and it will open up that window, and everything you need to know will be in that box, including the written pattern. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7. Now to do the loop here, it is 1 number less than the number of treble crochets that is in this round. Since we have 7, there's going to be 6 chains in between these two sets. So 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now again, 7 more double treble crochets in this chain 10. So wrap around twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. 7 times. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we need to put another picot on the end of this. So what I'm going to do is chain 2, turn my work, and I'm going to slip stitch in the top of each of these 7 stitches till I get back to this center space here. So just put your hook in the top of that last stitch, in the top of the last double crochet, and slip stitch. And you're just going to slip stitch till you get back to the center, because you always need to work from the center outwards. So slip stitch back. This is the last treble crochet. I'm going to slip stitch in the top of that. Now we are not yet in that space that we need to be in, so I'm going to slip stitch into that space. And now we are in that space. So we can start on the next round, which, just like the first, you're going to start with a chain 5. You're going to put your hook into the second chain from your hook, which is the 4th chain from the previous round. Do a slip stitch. That counts as your first treble crochet. Now this round we only want to put 6 treble crochets on each side. So we've got the first one there. This is number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, 6, and like I said before, you want 1 less chain than the number of stitches you did before. So since I've got 6, I need to do a chain 5 in the center. And again, 6 more treble crochets in this space. 1 and 6. And just like the round before, you need to add a picot on this side, so do a chain 2, turn your work, and slip stitch in each one of these treble crochets until you get back to the center space. So 1, 5, and 6. Not in that space yet, so do 1 more into the space, and now we can continue with row 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain second chain, or slip stitch into the second chain from our hook, and you're just going to repeat this pattern. Again, 7 stitches on each side, 6 on each side, 5 on each side, 4 on each side, 3 on each side, 2 on each side, and that is where I'm going to come back to you. So just keep working that. Again, the written pattern will be down below in the description box, so you can follow that. This is all just, it's the same stitch and same pattern over and over again, all the way to the end, just decreasing the number of stitches on each round. So when I get down to, or finished with this 2 on each side, I will be back with you. So these are the last 2 stitches on this particular round. I'm going to do the chain 2 picot, turn my work, and slip stitch back into the center space. right there. So I've got 2 stitches on either side, just like that. Now, this one is a little different, not much though. We're still going to chain 5, slip stitch into the second chain from our hook. Try not to drop your stitches there. Try that again. There we go. Now this time we need 1 stitch on either side. However, we're not going to put a chain between them. You're just going to do your chain 4 with your picot on the end of it and go right into another treble crochet. Now you need to put a picot on the end of that one, so chain 2, turn your work and chain right, or slip stitch right into the top of that treble crochet. And now we're in the middle. So to finish this off, right there is the round that I just did. Finish this off, all I'm going to do is a chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You want to go ahead and cut your yarn or your thread if you're making this with crocheted cotton. Pull that through, and this is what it will look like when it is done. Of course, this is made using yarn. Here's one using crocheted thread. Now you can see why I chose yarn to do this tutorial instead of the thread, because there's no way you're going to be able to see that with my fat fingers and that tiny little hook. So I'm going to get this out of the way, concentrate on this one. Now, it doesn't look like much right now. What you need to do is starch this, but before you starch it, you need to weave in the end at the beginning here. And I've already gone ahead and done that with this one, but let me get set up and I will walk you through the simple steps of starching one of these ornaments. Now, for the starching process, I don't use the special starching solution that you can find at the craft stores. I just use Elmer's glue and water. What you want to do is take a little bowl and put in some Elmer's glue and an equal amount of water. In here, it's like 3/4 of a teaspoon of glue, 3/4 of a teaspoon of water, and I'm just going to mix this together. And this is going to be my starching solution. This is what I've always used. It works well for me, and in fact, it works better than the commercial starch in a bottle that you can buy at the craft store. So you don't need a whole lot of this for these ornaments. They're small. If you're doing a snowflake or something, you're going to need quite a lot more, but Elmer's glue is cheap. So just mix this around, get it nice and combined well, like that. And all you're going to do is take your ornament, wad it up, get it in there, and get it saturated. I like to sit there and really grind that glue mixture into the ornament. You want to make sure that it gets in between and inside all of those stitches, gets completely saturated, because you don't want any dry spots in there. Then you want to wring out as much of, well, not as much as you can, but you want to get a lot of that glue out, because you don't want this sopping wet with glue. That will actually kind of dull the metallic strand in this so you can't see it. So I'm going to get this laid out, and I'm actually going to go wash my hands now and get all this extra glue off. Okay, got all my hands cleaned up here, and I'm going to start pinning this down. Now I've got myself a piece of parchment paper here. You could also use wax paper, probably even plastic wrap if you wanted to, over a piece of cardboard. Now I'm going to take some sewing pins here, and I'm going to start right at the tip here and put in a pin. Now you don't need to push these pins all the way through. You just want to get it enough so it can be secured in the cardboard. You want to turn this around and make sure that all of your rounds are laying flat. Get your pin here, and you want to give this a nice stretch. and put yourself a pin down there. And now what you want to do is start pinning out each of these picots that you have in the corners. Just kind of get this situated, pull it a little tight or a little snug. You don't have to go all out here because you don't want to stretch this too far into submission. Then it's going to distort your stitches. I'm trying to do this right-handed and it's not working. You want to get this all pinned down. This last one is always a little difficult because you can't always find where the things are. And you want to straighten out the end here. And you want to make sure that you get, you can't even see it here, this end right here, you want to make sure that there is glue in that. Because we're actually, after this is dry, we're going to sew on the crystal at the end using this. And you want this to be nice and firm. So that way when you weave it in, it stays in. So just take a little bit of your glue here and on your finger and make sure that this is nice and saturated. Like that. And then you want to let this sit and dry. You want this to dry for at least 6 or 8 hours, preferably overnight. So I'm going to kind of work this here, make sure that this is nice and straight. You want to get it as perfect as you can now because you cannot change it once it is dry. So make sure that everything is straight there. And there you go. Now just let it sit and dry. Now once your ornament is nice and dry, you want to go ahead and thread up a tapestry needle on the end of your end here. And I'm going to take one of these shatterproof crystal things here. I got this at Hobby Lobby. It's a big old container of them for just a couple of dollars. When it's on sale, that is. You just want to thread this into or onto the end of your ornament here, and then just take this end and you want to weave this, or sew it rather, into this tail, this chain 5 that you left at the beginning or at the end of your ornament. I don't know if that went through. You will do this better than I will. Just weave this all the way up. I usually go right up to the end of this stitch here. So that's where I'm going to take it. And put yourself an ornament hanger on the end of this. And you got yourself a beautiful little crocheted icicle ornament. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoy. Again, the full pattern, written pattern, will be down below in the description box below the video. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe for more crafts. I'm trying to get a couple more videos out before Christmas. No promises, but we'll see what we can do. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.